Okay, hi guys. So welcome back to another AeroDataSpace video. Today's video is going to be a little different. We're going to be covering Blackjack, okay? So to further explain Blackjack, we should probably start with the basics. So there's a deck of cards, and me, the person playing, will get two cards. I'll see both cards, and then the dealer will have two cards. One will be open, okay? Now the rule of thumb is there's really just hit or stand or split, okay? So the goal of the game is to get as close to 21 but not going over 21, and I'm going against the dealer. A queen, king, jack means 10. An ace means 11, but it can also mean 1 if the ace counts as 11 but you go over 21, it will count as 1, so you don't go over 21. So let's just say I hit. I get one more card, hit. So I get 7 plus 10, 17, 19. I'm going to stand, which means I'm done. Here it goes. He has 16. The dealer continues to go until it goes above 17. So he's going to get one more. 16, 12. He went over 21. I win. Pretty simple. Now you can also split as well if you want to, but we won't be really covering that later. In other words, a split means you can have two separate piles, and then each one both gets a card like that. Basically what it works. Okay? Okay. So, the reason why I'm making this video is to explain what's the best way to win. Now, very basic. Let's just say you have a combined total of, like 13, right? We have a queen and a 3, let's just say, right? You get 13, right? So the optimal probability is you can only get, so the ace will count as 1, right? The only cards that will make you go over 21 are 10, 9, and that's it. Correct? Correct. Because 8 will make you 21, right? These are just two cards that will only make you go over 21, which means that you have a way higher probability of hitting on this round. Okay? Okay. Now, generally spoken of, sorry about that. Generally spoken, the worst card to get is probably 16. To get a total of 16, right? Because in reality, you don't have many options. If you get 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, queen, jack, king. Oh yeah, I also forgot to talk about the queen, jack, etc. But you still have a higher chance. But man, you have this higher of a chance, and then the only cards that will make you go are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then an ace. So you have 6, and so you have a 9 here, and then you have 6 cards here. So obviously the optimal chance is going standing, because you don't want to get any of those cards. However, though, it's just not a good situation to be in, of course. Okay, now let's talk about the basic strategy here. Okay, basic strategy is a strategy that was made to win blackjack, in other words. So we're going to cover the very basics of black. So hard hand, means you have an ace counted as 11. Sorry, you have an ace, but it has to count as 1. So for example, you have a 10 plus a 6 equals 16. Okay, this would be a hard hand. Sorry. What's happening? Get hard. But then you also have a 10 plus a 5 plus an ace. But obviously this ace can count as 11 because it would go over 21. So this would be a 1 equals 16. This is called a hard hand, where the ace has to act as a 1 for you not to lose the bet. Okay? On a soft hand, on our hands, so I'll use a different color for this one. A soft hand here is where basically you have we have an ace, but it counts as an 11. So we have 11 plus 6 equals 17. This would be an ace. Right? Okay, great. Since the ace can go from 11 to 1, you will have less risk of busting when you hit, right? So usually when you have a soft hand, you want to hit, in other words, is what I'm trying to say. When you have a hard hand, different rules apply. Okay, so let's talk about the basic strategy, okay? Okay, so the basic strategy is where there's a few options. You either hit, which we know what that is. You either stand, you double down, or you split. These ones we already know what those mean. Double means you just double your bet and you only get one card and you get one card only. And split means you already covered that as well. Okay? So double strategy. So we can use math to calculate the basic strategy. So I'm gonna go over what the basic strategy, is to begin with. So the basic strategy is just basically a set of rules where, depending on the situation you have, you either hit or stand or split or double down. Okay? Just find it. So I don't have it memorized so well. Okay, here we go. So let's just say we'll go over a hard one first. Hard hands. So you have a hard 8 or less. You hit. Actually, let me go into a new section as well. If you have a hard hand, that means you want to go, if you have an 8, you want to hit. Okay, you always want to hit. If you have a 9, you double down. If the dealer's up card is 3 to 6. Okay, for hard 10, you hit or you double down. If the dealer's up card is 2 to 9. Well, I say 2 to 9, like 3 to 6 or 2 to 9, I mean 3, 4, 6, right? That's what basically what I mean. If you have a hard 11, you're going to double down. If the dealer has a card if a dealer has an up card between 2 and 10. And also, when I say up card, I mean the card that's shown. And then if the dealer has an ace, okay, so if the dealer has an ace, there's this one's pretty variational. You probably want to hit, but some players also prefer double down as well. Okay, if you have a hard 12, you if the up card's between 4 and 6, you hit. And if if you have a 4 to 6, you stand. Right, makes sense. And then you would hit otherwise. If you have a hard between 13 to 15, you would stand. If it's 2 to 6, the up card is 2 to 6, and then you would either hit if it's between 7 to 8 or all the other cards. Okay, 17 or more, you always stand. At that point, it's way too risky to go for a hit because you might bust. Okay, let's talk about soft cards. Okay, soft. Okay, if soft 3 or 13 or 14, double down. Oh, that was awful handwriting. Double down. If the dealer's up card is 5 or 6. Otherwise, you hit. 15 or 16, you double down. I'm just going to do DD for double down so we can save some time. If it's 4 to 6, otherwise you hit. Soft 17 means you double down, so DD. If the up card is 36, otherwise hit. Now, this basic strategy, when I'm going over it, there's many variations to it. So this is just one way of the ways. But generally spoken, this is the most popular way. If you have a soft 18, you stand. If the dealer has 2, 7, or 8 as their up hand. And then you double down. If they have a 3 to 6, then you hit in all the other cases. If they have a soft 19 or more, you always stand. Okay, pretty cool. Now, there's like splitting pairs. Like if you have a pair of aces, right? You have an ace and an ace. These, like in reality, it would be 11 and 1 if you don't split. But if you split, you have 11 and 11, which is generally spoken of pretty good. I have a pair of 8s, you split. I have a pair of, then all the other pairs you don't usually never split, except the 6, 7, 8s, and 9s. Yep. and usually, and then yeah, that's it. Okay, so the question is, this is a pretty complicated strategy, I would say, but I would say it's pretty easy to so we can actually solve for the probability. Like why is this double strategy the way it is? Okay, so let's get into some math, the fun part. Okay, so let's take a look. So we're obviously going over the rules. So we're gonna call EV the expected outcome. I spelled that awfully wrong. Actually, no. Wait, did I? What's that? Expected outcome. Expected value. Sorry, value. Okay. The EV is the series, or in other words, all the possible outcomes times the probability of outcomes. Then times the gain or loss. The gain divided by loss in that outcome. Okay, so we can use this when you compare the EV for each possible action and choose the highest one. So we can do this for every possible player hand and dealer up card, which creates the basic strategy chart. So let's go through some examples of this, right? Let's say you have a hard 10. Hard 10. Okay? So, if you have a hard 10, we can say it's 7 plus 3, for example. The dealer's up card is 6. What are you going to do? Okay? Standing on 10 is generally poor because the dealer has 6, which is a weaker dealer card. If you stand on with 10, you only have 10 total, and the dealer is very likely to beat you, unless they bust, right? Well, even though you can't, because no matter what, you're gonna get you're gonna get less than 21, right? If you hit on 10, and possibly even hit multiple times, you're probably gonna be safe. Right? Because actually you're always gonna be safe. Sorry, because the highest card is 11, and 7 plus 3 plus 11 is 21. You're always gonna be safe. Unless you want to hit more, so let's say you get a 7 plus 3 plus 3. That's 13. You might want to hit again. Then so when you risk your losing chances. Okay? So, that's basically a very good basic example. Now, that's 2 options we went over. 1, stand. 2, hit. Now 3, double down. Down. Let's go over double down now. Okay, so the expected value of doubling on 10 would be, let me write this here. So, give you the series of ace, k equals 2. I'll explain this equation later. Let me write it down first. Of p of the next card equals k, which would equal times 2 times, brackets, and then that's really bad. I'm going to continue writing down here. Net outcome times dealer. So in this equation, when you double down, you put an extra bit the same size as your initial bet and receive exactly 1 additional card in this end. That's what double down means. So the EV expression of that would look something like this. I know it's a little complicated to see, but in other words, it's a series of 8s and k equals 2. The probability of k, or the next card, times, in brackets, 2 times the net outcome times the dealer's card. Okay, so let's do like a mini example of using this equation. Okay, so let's just say you have 16 total with 16 cards valued at 10, J, Q, and then K. You have 4 aces. Then you have 4 of 2, 3, ... 9. Okay? That's how most players, that's how much more most decks of cards usually work. right? So for each card, you know that, assuming that you have a 10, for each card, you know that your next card, your next total value is going to be plus the next card. Sorry, 10 plus the next card. So if you got 7, you're going to get 17, right? By like knowing all these possibilities and the corresponding net wins and losses, you can get an overall average outcome in dollars. Compared to that, to the EV of hitting multiple times or standing, and almost all correct calculations, doubling with a 10 versus 6 yields a higher EV than simply hitting or standing. Okay? Okay. So basically, that's the general strategy. It's generally kind of a hard concept to grasp, but it works. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and simulate part of this. So let's take a look. We have here, then we have the dealer's cards, okay? Okay. So let's see. I know both my cards, and I only know one of the dealer's cards. Okay, I have a jack and a queen. Okay? This would mean that this is a hard 7, it's hard 20, right? Because if I get an 8, hard 20. So that means I'm always going to stand. Okay, I stand. He gets 17, I win. Okay? So let's do another one. Shuffle, please. Thank you. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, 2 and a 6. This is a soft 8. Wait. Sorry, a hard 8. You always hit. So we're gonna hit. We get 8, 2, 8, and 11. This is a hard 11. Hard 11, which means I'm gonna double down. If the dealer has between a 2 and a 10, which he does with the X. So I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna get one more card. I'm done. 8, 11, 20, done. Stand. Can't get any more cards. Hit 17, I won, because 20 is greater than 17, right? Generally spoken, like I said, the strategy doesn't always work. It doesn't guarantee, but it's generally a good way of thinking. So Joker, we're not going to put that. We're not going to use that. So I have an ace and a 7. This is a soft 18, because the ace counts as an 11, right? Okay. So soft 18. Now we're going to stand if the dealer has between the 2, 7, or 8, which he doesn't. He has 10. Double down if there's a 3 to 6, and hit if the dealer has a between 9, 10, or ace. So there's obviously a 10 right here, because jack. We're going to hit. We're going to get 17, so 18, 20. Now, if this is a soft, can't do math, soft 20. We're going to stand. Boom, let's take a look here. 17, I win. Okay, let's do this again. One last time, just for clarification. I don't know why I'm actually winning this much. It's not usually happens. So we have 2 6. This is a hard 12. So stand if the dealer's up card is 4 to 6, which it is. So we're going to stand here. 16, he takes one more. 12, 10, 22, he went over, I win. Let's just one more time, actually. I'm kind of curious why I'm winning so much. Okay. Boom, boom. Joker, we're going to put that aside. I'm just not using Joker. Q and a 7. This is a soft. This is a hard 17. Always stand. We're standing. You guys get 8. Going again. 10. Yep. This is the case where I would have lost. Right? 19 is greater than 17. I would have lost that one. So you don't always win, but generally spoken of, you can get a pretty high chance of winning. That's the basic strategy. I know it's a little confusing. I might make another video explaining it more in depth, but in other words, you're taking the expected value times the probability of the outcomes and the times the gain divided by loss. That's just basically how you calculate this. It's just the number of cards and like the number of chances. This is a very basic strategy that I explained up here. Let me find it. Right? Just knowing how many cards you have of each. Like I said, this is actually incorrect because you have 4 pairs of each card. Right? But generally spoken of, it would still apply. Right? So, yep. That's basically all I have to say, and I hope you enjoyed watching this new video.